Now welcome to another section. This is Creative Bright Studio. We want to start delve into our tools. So from my previous lesson, we learned how to create a new file. So I click on File, then the New. Then I come to Custom. I pick US International Paper. Now, please get this right. This is not the usual thing. What you want to do, any work you want to do, you have to get the dimensions and then choose your dimensions. Okay. So I click OK. Now watch this. This one is what? White. So when I click, you have the white coming in. I want to demonstrate something to you. When I click File and New, then I change this one to, let's say, gray. I click OK. Let's see, I get a gray background. So that is what happens when you click on File and then you choose this one, transparent. This is what you see. This is what a transparent background. So when you design on this one, mind you are designing on a transparent background, but we don't want a transparent, we want a white background. So let me close this one, file name, new, and then let me pick the default white. Thank you very much. Now the first tool I want to introduce you is the move tool. The move tool is just like the arrow here, the pointer. What's its shortcut? V. So the time you are working on the machine or Photoshop and want to be fast, press letter V and then you get the move tool activated for you. Okay, so it is for dragging, holding, and moving things around. Okay, now anytime you create a new file in Photoshop, you look at the panels here, it is what? Locked. It is locked. I will explain to you later on. So I want to introduce our first tool, that is what? The shape tool. When I click and press for a few seconds, I have different kinds of shape here. So the rectangle tool, when you click on the rectangle tool, now you see the options has changed. So when you click the first one, you want to draw a shape, path or pixel, you select. So but for now, leave it at the default. Now let me draw a rectangle by clicking, holding and dragging. When I click, hold and drag, I draw an object. Now the reason why here is black, okay, is that, okay, let me do something before I explain to you what they are. Please permit me. Alright, so I intentionally did this for you to see something here. Now observe what is here. We have the fill, which is what? The black, and then the stroke, which is what? The red. So obviously you know that the stroke talks about what? The outline. Some tools like Microsoft Word and other PowerPoint will say outline, shape outline. Yes, in Photoshop they'll say what? Stroke. So that every tool, every shape has the fill or what goes inside and what goes around. Please take very good note of it. Now for Photoshop 2015, merely I clicked, we have the properties panel coming. You see this icon here is for properties. It gives you the properties of the particular tool you are working in. So you can decide to click here on the fill and then select the color you want. Okay, you see as I click the color, you can also see a change here, the same thing. Either you do it here or you do it here, the same thing. Okay, but I change the color. If I want to turn off the fill, you see this one crossing. When I click, it takes off the color inside. It is off. Don't see it is white because the background is white. That is why you see it that way. Okay, when I come here, it fills it. That is the fill. That is what? No color. So color, no color, and then gradient, and then what? Pattern. Okay, so that is what you have for now. We are going to use it. Okay, so this is what you get. Now let me come to the tools description here. Every tool you select will have its own what? Description. For the older versions, you will not see this. That is why I wanted us to use the 2015, but some couldn't. They are using the CS6, so they don't have this particular option. Alright, so like here, if I click on this one, I have the option to change the color of the particular fill I want. When I come and click here, you click on this one. This is for the stroke. You can also decide to turn off the stroke, or you can also give it a solid color and change it according to the color you want. Now the one here is talking about the point. You can drag. Okay, that's the size of the stroke you want. Okay, so that is it here. Good. Now when you come to here, this side, this one talks about the nature of the what of the outline. Okay, if I should click here, you don't see anything because this one is too small. Let me increase it. You will see that it increases as well. Okay, so let me choose 5. You can type it inside just like I've just done and press enter. It will reflect. If you want smaller dashes, you can do that well. You can also come and then make some changes to see, okay, 0 dash is 0, gap is 2. You can decide to, okay, I want my gap to be, say, 6. Oh, okay, that's too much for me. Sorry, I got some error. Okay, so that is it here. So if I want to go and draw, sorry, it was here. If I want to go and draw another tool, I have to make sure I pick, or come here and click on it and then pick another tool. So the rounded rectangle tool also behaves exactly as the rectangle tool. If I want to drag this one, you see I can't do it because the rectangle tool is still active. So I have to pick the move tool in order to drag it in and out. Okay, to drag it here and then. Now, see, I'm trying to click on this one and it's not moving, but this one is rather moving. Why? Because of this particular option here. But before that, let me explain what this one does. In Photoshop, things are arranged like one on top of the other. We call it cascading. Okay, it's like you pick a stack of books and then you put one on top of the other. So this one is on top of that one. Okay, now let me differentiate it. Now when you come here, you see here what we call the layer thumbnail. When I double click on it, it selects and gives me a color picker. Now let me choose a color here. So you see the drawing, this one was the first one I drew, this one the second one. So that means the second one is sitting on top of the first one. So if I drag on it, you can see it is sitting directly on top of it. Now that means if I want to select this one, I have to come and click on this particular layer and drag it. Okay, that is why people prefer using sometimes CorelDRAW to do it. But as I said earlier on, Photoshop was the intention was for photographers to use it for their work. Okay, so that is how you click and drag. But what if you want to do it that going in and out of this place? You come and then click auto select here. So auto select, when I click on it, I just drag it as I want it. Okay, so that is it for now. On the rectangle 2. Now you see why I have this particular icon showing. It is showing because I have picked a tool which is not compatible with what I'm doing here. Okay, so that is it. When you get some of those things, that means you have picked the wrong tool. Now let me go to let me position this once well, and then go for the circle tool. I pick the ellipse tool, some say circle tool, to the ellipse tool. Now you see as I click and drag, I draw my circle. I click and drag, I draw my circle. So when I create a circle, the circle, I think I have 2 circles, one on top of the other because of my dragging. Now I cannot push this one because of the move tool, of the circle tool still active. So as I said, if I want to move the smaller one, I have to pick the move tool, click, and then drag. So now I have 2 circles here. 2 circles here. Now, if you want to draw a perfect circle, when I say perfect circle, a circle that is moving, all the sides are equal. Okay, the radius is not changing, but this one, see, it is changing. If you want to have a perfect circle, you press shift on the keyboard and then you drag. So this one, it is growing from one side. Observe here, it's growing at one particular side. If you want it to grow from the center, that means you have to press shift on the keyboard plus the alt key and then you drag. This one is growing from the center. So that is how the circles would behave. How the circles behave. Now, I think let me go this way. Later on, I'll explain to you why you do that thing. Okay, so I have circles here. Yes, this circle has merged into two because of the nature of the 2015. So, but I don't want to do that now. So I want to delete this particular layer. So if you want to delete a particular layer, you can press delete on the keyboard like this. It's gone. Or you click and drag it to the you left click and drag it to the recycle bin, and then it's also gone. So that is how you can delete layers. Okay, so everything you create on Photoshop goes on a layer. Alright, so let me draw my circle again, and then I have it. So just as we had for the shape, it picked the last property here. I can also change the color of the circle. Now let's. Alright, so I want to continue to talk about the line. Let's talk about the line 2. Now the line 2, let me delete what I have here. The line 2, when you open a line 2, you see by default is 1 pixels. Okay, so that means when I click and I drag, I have what? A thin line. You don't see the effect of the fill and the stroke because of the length here, the thickness. Okay, the same as the weight. So when I come, let's make it, for instance, 200, and then let me draw again. You can see I now have what? A thicker and a bigger line, taking the properties of the previous shape. So that is how the lines are also drawn. So if I want to move this line, I said remember, you press you click on the move tool or you press V on the keyboard to pick, and then what you position it. Yes, thank you very much. Hope to discuss the other tools in the next tutorial. Thank you.